What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It's Ron here. Hope you guys are doing very well today. By the way, I know a lot of you guys have noticed that there was a channel name change. I'm still working on my identity, so work with me, people. Work with me. But you guys, if you're new to the channel, do your boy a favor. Go ahead and drop a like for the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in learning more about how to achieve financial freedom, investing, personal finance, and dealing with this banking crisis. How to prepare financially for the unpredictable. We've seen what the Fed is doing. We've seen how interest rates and inflation is literally destroying the average American. But what can we do now? How do we increase our income? How do we create multiple streams of income through passive income and side hustles and small businesses? Well, guys, if you have less than $1,000 in your bank account, you're going to want to listen to this one. Go ahead and drop a like for the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and share this video with everyone you know. Now, guys, I've been investing for a very long time, and it's probably around 20 years at this point, but I've learned a lot about investing and creating side hustles, multiple streams of income, building e-commerce stores and whatnot. But if you have less than $1,000 in your bank account, listen up, because this is what I did. I started with less than $1,000 in my bank account because basically I had a negative net worth. How many of you guys have a negative net worth? Now, me personally, I had a negative net worth without even knowing what net worth was. I actually happened to be hanging around some guys who looked like they were pretty wealthy and successful, and they were talking about net worth one day, and I didn't know what it was, and it was kind of a catchy term, so I looked it up. And I discovered what net worth was. And when I realized that, I calculated my own, and I realized mine was negative. That immediately made me want to figure out, how do I fix this, right? So if you have less than $1,000 in your bank account, you are in the same situation that I was in. And what I discovered literally changed my life for the better. And I only wish I learned this sooner, right? Now, the problem is that most people, they don't know how to handle their money. So I'm going to ask you guys, what are you doing with your money? Like, how are you storing your money? How do you keep your money? Are you keeping your money at home? Are you storing your money under the mattress? Are you hiding it into, like, you know, some food you don't really eat in the refrigerator? Like, some people do some weird stuff to hide money, like put it in like a like some really nasty put it like, a lot of people don't like olives. I had a friend that would put money in this olive jar, knowing that no one's going to eat the olives, so no one would grab it, and no one would look for money in the refrigerator, and they would hide their money in the refrigerator. Anyway, so what are you doing with your money, right? You know, you got to have a plan for your money. And the thing is a lot of people don't understand money, and unfortunately, and we talked about this briefly on a previous video, the school system doesn't teach us this. The school system is not designed to create millionaires. They're just not going to do this, right? So, you know, one of the worst things you could do is keep money in the house. Now, a lot of people are having concerns about the banking system, and, you know, are there going to be more bank collapses? Are we going to have, do I have my money in a bank that could possibly collapse? Is my credit union safe? Like, all of these are different questions, but I'm going to be honest with you. These are not real concerns for the average person. If you're watching this video now, chances are you have less than $1,000 in your bank account. And if you have less than $250,000 in any one FDIC bank account, you're fine. All right. Now, of course, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but, you know, plain and simple, no one's lost any money in the banking system so far. All right. And so here's the thing. You have to understand that keeping money in the house, keeping money in your safe, keeping money in the car, these are not building wealth. These will cause you to lose money every single year through inflation. So literally, inflation stealing money from you every single day, and most people don't even realize it. In fact, inflation is taking money from you on a regular basis, and because it's not taking like $100 out of your bank account every single day, you don't see it, but it's happening. All right. And so you got two choices when it comes to making money, right? You can, you know, like you have two choices when it comes to your money. You can either spend it, and this is what most people do, and I was one of them. Like, when I told you in the beginning of this video I had a negative net worth, this is what I was doing wrong. I would spend my money to make other people wealthy. instead of investing it to make myself wealthy. Now, I'm not against having nice things. I like nice things like the next guy, right? Nice cars, you know, nice place to live, taking nice vacations, eating good food, you know, whatever, right? You know, copping the hottest J's or Air Maxes, whatever your flavor is. But my thing is there's an order of operations, and most people prioritize flexing on the gram, buying stuff you don't necessarily need, putting non-essentials on credit cards, and using credit and using their cash in a way that is not producing wealth for the individual. That was me all day long. I was making everybody and their mama rich but myself. Meanwhile, I was carrying 20% interest credit cards just to get the things that I wanted, not the things that I needed. Instead, I should have been focusing on investing in the stock market. I should have been focused on investing in the stock market. The S&P 500 has returned anywhere between 8 and 10% in terms of return on investment over the last 50 years, 100 years. So if you're paying credit card interest, you're literally using literally using compound interest to make yourself poorer. And that is literally what I was doing for years. So if you're doing that and your goal is to become financially free and to generate passive income, don't make the same mistake that I made. Learn from my mistakes. I pretty much made every mistake in the book that you could possibly make, right? So what I did was, just to get started, I actually worked for a company that offered a 401k, and I'm broke as a joke. You know, I was broke as a joke 20 years ago, and I needed a way to kind of punch into investing. And so what I did was I started investing like 1% of my income. Thankfully, the company did a company match. And so basically this investment came out to being roughly $50 every 2 weeks or something like that. It was either $50 a week or $50 every 2 weeks. I'm forgetting how much I had earned at the time and how much I was contributing to my 401k. But my initial investment was somewhere between $50 a week or $50 every 2 weeks. And I just consistently began investing into the stock market. And basically, this was a combination of my contributions plus my employee match. So I was getting free money from the company. And a lot of people are passing up on this free money. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? They give away free money. You're just going to just walk away? Like, that's kind of silly, right? So first and foremost, that was the foundation of my investment starting point, right? And you know, I just consistently invested in stocks, mutual funds, index funds, ETFs, whatever was in that 401k account, right? But the reason why, you know, a lot of people don't get started is because there's a complete lack of knowledge about the stock market. And I'll be very honest with you, you know, I didn't even know anything about the stock market, and I was just making my contributions because I leveraged the fact that there were ETFs, index funds, and mutual funds that were already established for people like me who don't know anything about it. And I started making money on year one. So it was like, you know, I didn't need to be the expert. Like, I don't need to be an expert. Why? And even now, it's like there's people who know way more about stocks than I do, but I'm still making money. And that's what I like about the stock market. I don't need to know everything, right? So it's not about knowing the most. It's about being consistent. And there's this phrase that goes in the stock market. It's like, you know, time in the market beats timing the market, right? So I'm going to restate that. Time in the market is greater than timing the market. And when I say timing the market, people are like trying to, like, you know, buy and sell, doing like day trading and swing trading and things like that, right? That's when you're timing the market. But if you're an investor like Warren Buffett, if you're an investor like Ray Dalio, these guys are not necessarily trying to time the market. They're more concerned with the amount of time that they spend in the market. So this is where they're making the money, and this is how I'm making money here, right? And so, you know, after 20 years of investing, and I've tried the day trading, I've tried the swing trading, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've tried it for like 10 years. So it was like I was investing the whole time, but I was also trying to like make more money. Like, I had two different strategies going. I was investing consistently on a regular basis. through my 401ks, but I also had an account with like E-Trade, or actually I had multiple accounts. I had E-Trade, TD Ameritrade. I had an account with Scottrade. I did not have an account with Fidelity at the time, but basically I had multiple accounts where I was day trading with, but the day trading accounts were losing me more money between number one, I was paying fees at the time. They didn't have all these different free online brokerage accounts like they have nowadays. But between the fees and, you know, making good trades versus making losing trades, I was making more money on the accounts where I wasn't trading. So I'm like, hold on. The real secret is to not be so swayed by the market. And I'm glad I realized that early on. Well, I mean, 10 years into trying. I mean, I was like, you know, but at some point I realized, you know, this is just not working out. So consistently investing in the stock market was a way for me to build wealth, right? And, you know, the sad fact of the matter is that pretty much anyone who's ever told me that they've lost money in the stock market either was day trading or they sold out of their positions when they got scared when there was a stock market crash. But most people don't understand is that stock market crashes are cyclical. It's like getting afraid. It's like, you know, I'm in Florida right now, right? So imagine like people who live in Florida freaking out because it gets like cold for 3 months out of the year. Well, guys, it's freaking winter. Don't worry. It's still Florida. In 3 more months, it'll be warm again, right? And so a lot of people just don't understand that these cycles occur just like seasons occur. And you just gotta, it's all about time in the market, right? And, you know, I invest in companies based on future growth and future profitability. And so this is why we're seeing with the Fed and the raising of interest rates and this concern about a recession happening toward the end of the year and all of this, that, and the other. And this is likely why we may already be seeing the precursor to a rally in the stock market. Now, I'm not trying to predict what the stock market's going to do. That's not what I do. But historically, the stock market has rallied before recessions have ended. So I'm just saying, you know, you could see the stock market take off long before there's actual good news in the market. And so Warren Buffett always said, be fearful when everyone's greedy, but be greedy when everyone is fearful. And I try to keep that in mind because that's it's a really important concept to digest and understand. Like, you know, like again, like I said earlier, most people that I've ever met that have ever said that they lost money in the stock market is because they were fearful when everyone else was fearful. And what that means is that they ended up selling out of their stock positions, taking losses, rather than just riding it out and waiting for the market to recover and becoming profitable. And so, you know, I like to learn from people who are more wise than me, have more experiences that I have, right? And so, you know, if you look at the historical performance of the stock market over the last 90 years, you're going to make somewhere between 8 and 10% on average. Some years are better than others. Some years are profitable. Some years are not. But on average, you're going to have a gain somewhere around 8 to 10%, right? Or at least we've had a gain of somewhere between 8 and 10%. Now, I can't predict what's going to happen in the future. That is not what this video is about. But if I look at the history of the last 90 years, I don't really have a real reason to think that the next 30 years, 50 years, 100 years will be much different, right? So, you know, I just wanted to share this information with you guys because I think that this is crucial. So, you know, just, you know, the biggest takeaway here is to understand the power of starting now. Like, I started when I was like, I think I was like 20 years old or something like that. And so, you know, the biggest thing is starting and creating the habit of investing. And I started with like $50 a week or $50 every 2 weeks, something like that. But the key is I was paying myself first. In fact, I actually lowered my taxes because my contributions were pre-tax. So it lowered how much taxes I was paying out to the IRS, which was great. And they're on board with it because it's their rules. So, you know, I just want to share this with you guys because this is a significant, this is what the wealthy teach their children. They teach their children how to invest early. They teach their children to get their money to work for them. Most people are working around the clock and they're not getting paid unless they clock in. But the sooner you can get your money to work for you, the sooner you can get off the clock and start making money. Like, you know, like there's no reason why, you know, with all of these different online trading applications like Webull, M1 Finance, Moomoo, Fidelity, name your favorite, Robinhood, all these different trading apps, there's no reason why everyone shouldn't be receiving some type of passive income through at least some dividend income stocks. And can you build a 7-figure net worth doing this? Oh, absolutely. Can you reach $1 million in net worth? Can you build $1 million stock market or trading investment portfolio doing this simple strategy? Like, absolutely. And the funny thing is I began to accelerate the strategy once I realized how simple it was. Like, I didn't even miss the money after like 3 weeks. I was like, wow. And then, you know, just seeing the stock market investment account grow over time, it was like, wow, this is all the motivation I needed to know that this thing worked, right? And it's funny because like I have multiple 401k accounts, and this one 401k account, like, it made like an extra, like I haven't put any money into it since like maybe 10 or 11 years ago, and it's tripled in value. So it's steadily growing, even though I'm not doing anything with it. So it's an unbelievable phenomenon, this stock market and, you know, passive income investing. So I just want to share this with you guys, but leave me some comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, again, drop me some comments down below. Let me know if this is resonating with anybody. Let me know if you are looking to just start investing for the first time, even if it's just like 1%. Like I did, 1% of your paycheck investing in the stock market. Drop me some comments down below. Let me know if you're interested in this. Share this video with a friend. Share this with someone you care about. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.